All right, so we're going to zoom in on just a single verse from the Bible today. It's one you've probably heard a bunch of times, one a lot of people know and love. But what if I told you that this one little line isn't just a nice, poetic way to end a chapter? What if it's actually the secret key to unlocking this huge cosmic story about, well, the fate of the entire world? And here it is, Romans 11:36. Now, if you've ever read the chapters leading up to this, Romans 9, 10, 11, it's some dense stuff, super complex arguments. So when you finally get to this verse, it feels like a total breath of fresh air, right? Just this beautiful moment of praise. But what if the author, the Apostle Paul, meant for it to be way more than just a pretty bow on top of his argument? So that's really the big question we're tackling here. Is this verse just a doxology, a nice, tidy praise to wrap things up? Or is it the very bedrock of Paul's entire argument, a massive claim about the nature of reality itself? Well, let's dive in and find out. Okay, so to really get what's going on with this verse, we have to do something kind of tricky. We have to try and step into the author's mind. See, Paul was operating with this ancient worldview that honestly is totally foreign to most of us today. But once you understand it, once you see the world through his eyes, man, it changes everything. And this is the absolute key, the concept at the very heart of all this. It's called the Divine Council Worldview. Now, this idea is rooted in ancient texts, a big one being Deuteronomy 32. And it basically paints this picture of the world where, after the whole Tower of Babel incident, the Most High God carved up the nations and assigned them to be governed by these lesser divine beings, sometimes called the sons of God. And what's so wild is how different this is from how we usually think about it, right? We tend to think, oh, the other nations just didn't know about the God of Israel. They were ignorant. But in this ancient cosmic geography, it's not about ignorance. It's about being structurally cut off, disinherited even. They were put under the jurisdiction of these other spiritual powers, while Israel was kept as God's own direct inheritance. So you see, this isn't just some social or religious difference. It's a cosmic one. So once you have that cosmic map in your head, Paul's whole argument in Romans 9 through 11, it just clicks. It totally transforms. Suddenly you realize he's not just talking about getting Jews and Gentiles to be friends. No way. He's describing this absolutely massive cosmic reversal. He's talking about the complete dismantling of an ancient world order. And here's how it works. Paul lays out this incredible mechanism that he calls a mystery. So check this out. Step 1. Israel has this partial hardening, this temporary resistance to the gospel. Step 2, that resistance actually cracks open a door for those disinherited nations, the Gentiles, to come flooding in. Then, step 3, seeing the Gentiles get included is meant to provoke Israel to jealousy. And the grand finale, step 4, this whole chain reaction leads to mercy for everybody. It's this brilliant divine strategy to reclaim all the nations and basically tell those lesser powers, your time is up. Okay, so we're getting close. Right before Paul drops our main verse, he launches into what sounds for all the world like a beautiful hymn of praise. But here's the thing. It's not just him being in awe. When you know the backstory we just went through, you realize, whoa, this is actually a direct challenge. It's a gauntlet thrown down to every other spiritual authority in the entire cosmos. First, Paul pulls out a quote from the prophet Isaiah. Who has known the mind of the Lord, or who has been his counselor? And listen, this isn't just him saying, wow, God is so mysterious. No. In its original context, this was a power move. It was a bold declaration that there's no divine board of directors. No other spiritual being sits on God's advisory council. Nobody helped him design the universe or map out his plan for history. His wisdom is totally unique, totally absolute. And then he doubles down, quoting from the book of Job. Who has given a gift to him that he might be repaid? This just reinforces the whole point. He's saying nobody, not a human, not another divine being, nobody has ever put God in their debt. God doesn't owe anyone anything. So this incredible plan to show mercy to all the nations, it's not him paying back a favor. It's an act of pure, sovereign grace, totally unconstrained, totally uncounseled. So you gotta get this. These aren't really questions he's asking. They are thunderous declarations of authority. Paul is basically clearing the cosmic deck. He's stating in no uncertain terms that the God of Israel stands completely alone in his wisdom and power. No other entity advised him, and you better believe no other entity can stop his plan to take back the world. And all of that, every bit of it, brings us right back to our verse.
Because now, with all this context, Romans 11:36 isn't just a sweet song anymore. It's a legal document. It's the cosmic deed of ownership for the entire universe.
Just look at this three-part formula. It's what you'd call a powerful polemic. He's staking a claim on, well, everything for the God of Israel. From him, he's the origin of all things. Through him, he's the sustainer of all things. And to him, he is the ultimate goal of all things. The nations, the other spiritual powers, all of human history, it all belongs to him. That whole disinheritance at Babel, yeah, that was always a temporary situation. God never, ever surrendered his ultimate sovereignty. And here's the final piece of the puzzle, the real kicker. The verse starts with one tiny word, for. That little word changes everything. It means this isn't the conclusion. It's the reason. It's the logical basis for everything he just spent 3 chapters arguing. This statement isn't the beautiful ceiling, the praise you look up at when it's all over. No, it's the ground you're standing on. It's the solid, theological foundation that makes the whole audacious plan of cosmic reclamation even possible. So there you have it. A verse that so often feels like a quiet, gentle amen is actually this roaring, cosmic declaration of victory. It's just a powerful reminder that sometimes the biggest, most mind-blowing stories are hidden in the places we think are the most familiar. And that really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other hidden maps are just sitting there, waiting for us to find them in the texts we thought we knew inside and out?